Me too.
I love
liked
this
it too.
movie.
Why?
I picked this movie because
I liked it.
I like this movie.
Why?
Well, it's not that it didn't.
I like stories that are told from the perspective of what is likely an unreliable narrator, and this fit right in there. And I thought it was really well shot.
Oh, we'll get back to that in a second, but you're right.
I thought it was really well shot. I thought that I also appreciate when I get to, watching a movie like this, good city movie where I get to see like a window into a place I've never been. Like, wow, this is probably as close as I'm going to get to Seoul, Korea for foreseeable future. My issues were it moves rather methodically, but eventually I kind of got okay with that. I thought that the lead, I still kind of question like what you basically walked around the whole movie like he's in a fucking coma.
No,
Yeah.
No, toss to me. The dude was like an incel. He was this completely blank-faced, kind of dazed young dude who didn't have any direction in his life and was kind of like lucked into having a cute girlfriend.
I just assumed he was stoned the entire time.
Yeah.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
Watching through the movie,
Here's the thing, though. I found that endearing.
You go, oh,
Endearing. He has whatever charisma is. He has the anti-particle.
No, there's something about. I thought there was something.
Let's not psychoanalyze Jared's choice here.
No, it's fine. I just disagree 100% with just that one. I actually found this was my second time seeing it, and I was actually watching him. His mouth is always open. He's kind of hunched over a little bit.
Mouth breather.
And I was like, there was something about him where I was like, there's something about that performance. What I could see was a really good actor creating a character. And I thought, a lesser actor would be I wouldn't care. I wouldn't follow this guy, but I followed this guy and I was glad to follow this guy. And so I disagree just 100%. I think it was.
Really I had the exact opposite reaction. It was like whatever star quality is where you would say, oh, well, I would watch him do anything. I didn't want to watch this guy do fucking anything. It was like my eye bounced off of his face whenever I tried to watch him because he's just don't tell me his name. I don't care. He's just a mouth breather. And when he had the sex scene, that sex scene pretty early in the movie, I was like, oh no, I get to see his sex face now. But it didn't matter because it was the same exact face. He made the same.
Here's the thing. I don't know this guy. I looked. He's got quite a resume on IMDb. He might be really famous in Korea, and his other characters may be nothing like this character.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I thought I saw a performance.
I got the feeling he was playing kind of a bumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lived, from the country.
And let's.
Well, no, yeah, he's from the farm.
Right. And it kind of reflected in his kind of unsophisticated ways.
And I love that scene where he's
dullard.
But I love that scene where he's
singing, a little bit.
The scene where he's singing, cleaning up after the cow, like making I love that. He's singing this like weird little.
He's in his little happy zone.
He's making up a song while he's like cleaning out the stable. I love that. But okay, so on the opposite spectrum of that, the incredibly handsome and watchable Steven Yeun.
Steven Yeun is so good in this.
Oh, dude. It's like, wait, where do I know that face? Oh, The Walking Dead. Oh my God, he's so good.
Sorry to bother you. He's amazing in Sorry to Bother You.
Okay.
Yeah. He's got a movie that just blasted all over.
Oh, I want to see Minari.
Minari. Yeah.
Minari. People have been talking nonstop about Minari. I heard it's supposed to be really good.
It's supposed to be great, but I will say that I've watched all of the things everybody said, but I still think so far this is my favorite performance of his so far.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about this, Jared? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just realized that this is like an inversion of Purple Noon, where the rich, vapid Gatsby character doesn't turn out to be the murderer. It's the other guy.
I thought it was
an interesting take.
What? I thought it was more like Insomnia.
Because he breathes through his mouth.
It reminded me a lot of Insomnia.
Yeah.
I think that, but I'm looking at the.
Trying to figure out. He's trying to I know you did something, and I just got to figure out why or where or how.
Well, dude, it was also like Vertigo in a lot of ways. In terms,
I will say that the entire thing turning on it being the name of the cat. Fuck you. No cat responds to its name ever. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I didn't believe that at all. That was just a ruse.
Also, when he opened the drawer in the bathroom the second time, I said, the pink watch is going to be in there.
Well, yeah.
And it was.
No, there was Chekhov's cat, and there was also Chekhov's knives.
John,
Chekhov's watch.
Yes.
Chekhov's watch. You can't have guns.
I no longer trust what I'm seeing.
And Chekhov's knife is also in this movie.
No, because you can't have guns in Korea. That's the knife.
After he's like
I'm
when he's
looking
lying on his
at
side.
looking at everyone's background here, and there's a lot of
Fuck all you.
there's so much lyrical and visual poetry to this film.
No, well, we get to that in a sec, but the visuals were
this redeemed the movie for me.
That's a great shot.
This
Shot was
literally
amazing.
when he starts driving and you see the light in front of him and then it goes past the side of the car
without cutting. Amazing.
Yeah, well, it's almost like Children of Men, which again, I will
Yes.
say is a movie I don't like, but that scene, come on, we talked about this a million times. That scene in the car where they're driving in the car and the camera's going around, it was like that.
Incredible.
And it just goes and then it's behind him and he's just driving away.
Wait, are we on the ending?
We're on
wait. Well, we're not saying the ending yet.
Okay.
We're talking about.
I already spoiled it when I said the cat. I already spoiled it when I said the cat. So
There's no
you have to.
context for that comment.
But
I know there's no context
About the
without.
cat. You have to.
No,
You have to.
that was
focus
that
on
last shot you're talking about is a complete tour de force. It kept.
Oh God, yeah.
There was a lot of tricks going on behind there to pull people out of cars and get everything set up for the shot to make it work. It was really
That's the thing is
really long take too.
Yeah.
It is a long take, and the filmmaker's choice. This is not spoilers. The filmmaker's choice to never actually show the car outside of his view of. They show the whole thing from looking at the guy driving.
Right.
It was fucking brilliant. A lesser filmmaker would have had a cutaway to the burning. You don't
need it.
It's car driving.
You don't need it. You don't need any.
No. I'm sorry. That whole thing was because they could not afford to torch a Porsche.
Yeah, a $75,000 car, you can't burn it up and keep your budget low. That's the thing.
$110,000.
Thank you. Probably 100.
Not only but they disguised it and they did something great with it.
And even more in Korea because of import duties, probably.
See, John and I know sometimes when you're up against the wall, creativity succeeds, and you have to get around.
And you end up with something better. You end up with something better than if you could afford to do whatever you want.
But
the part actually right before that when the truck drives down and he stands up against the door to the car and it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, you're either pissing in this car or there's a hooker in this car.
Yeah, he's gonna get BJ.
But he knew that this guy driving a truck in the middle of nowhere. He's not gonna give a fuck.
No,
drive right by. It was right.
You act like you've been there.
Exactly. You look like you belong there. You belong there. You're just gonna keep going. No one's gonna suspect a thing.
There's so many scenes that I love. The one that was just behind Chris earlier, where she danced in front of his house, and the scene, of course, behind Jim. One of my favorite parts is when they draw all the audio out and they just show that boy looking at that greenhouse going up in flames.
Yeah, that was good.
There were so many moments in this film, and that's why I picked this film, because I think A, not a lot of people have seen this film, and B, I went into this film when it came out. I saw it on video or whatever, or streaming, and I didn't know anything about it. I had just heard it made a little bit of noise, and I just watched it.
Look at this motherfucker's face.
It was a ride. I couldn't.
That whole movie.
I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea where this movie was going at any given moment.
Right.
This guy killed somebody and doesn't care because he's rich.
We think.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't actually know.
What's the ambiguity?
know.
What is the ambiguity here? What's the ambiguity?
No, he did it.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced either.
That's one thing that's fucking amazing about this movie is you actually don't know.
I'm pretty
Unreliable narrator.
killed her.
Without spoiler
fact
alerts,
that
we
he's
only
the
know
guy who
for
did it.
sure one person killed somebody in this movie.
That's true.
Yes.
And that's actually set up a lot with his
I don't
relationship
know,
with
man.
his
She
father.
was a little nutty.
Yeah, she was.
He was a little nutty.
Yeah.
She was washing her hands in the bathroom and she took the watch off.
Yeah.
And forgot it.
Yeah. She was a little nutty.
And maybe she arranged to have the dude
For that rich boy must die.
to watch the cat.
Maybe
Maybe
like a fucking serial killer.
yeah.
How about the scene though? How about the scene where he tells him about burning the greenhouses? I thought that was one of the most tremendous, acted, just weird. Like the
It was
acting
so
was beautiful.
weird. It was so out of the blue. What do you do? Oh, I like to burn down greenhouses.
But
then I got sucked in. I got sucked
Right,
into his.
but if you drive around Seoul, I guess there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know
Also,
what?
I have
No,
a
the
feeling-
greenhouses were out in the country. It's
Also, I have a
close to the
feeling we're missing a
border.
metaphor here that translated into It's a metaphor that translated in Korea that doesn't translate in English.
Yeah, it might land differently there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
People would be like, "Oh, wow, he burns down greenhouses."
Because maybe greenhouse rhymes with like crazy girlfriend.
I love that all the greenhouses were done with just.
There's a lot of empty former farms because the country's agriculture has been taken over by several large businesses.
Like here.
So there aren't really family farms anymore. Like that's where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Is like his dad's farm is going to die because his dad's in jail because he's an idiot and he doesn't know how to run it.
Right.
It's to sell the cow.
There's just, say he knows how to sell a cow though.
Now, mind you, the one character
can sell a cow. Do you want a cow? I have a cow.
Yeah, the character I cared about in this was a goddamn cow. I was worried about that cow the most in the middle of the movie. Is he gonna be gone and sold too long and let the cow die? Is the cow get enough to food to eat? And I felt for the cow, and when he got sold, I was relieved.
This movie just gave me a feeling. This movie gave me like a feeling, a vibe.
Yeah, I
couldn't shake.
There are a lot of really good when he picks up the girl and she's got a new boyfriend. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he's like trying to get the neighbor to sign the petition, and he's like, the reality is your dad wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many great little like.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
So is this a second?
Chris,
this picture show
the
with
description, if you just click on it to watch it, the description is that scene you described. It's like the girlfriend comes back from the airport with another boyfriend. And that's like the capsule description of the movie.
That's kind of just how the movie kind of started for me.
Well, that's what I loved about not knowing where the film was going to go.
Well, that's two in a row with women who play with men's hearts like so many jujubes. You know what I mean? Last picture show in this one, man.
Yeah,
she had him kind of the ex-boyfriend hanging around with a new one. And it was kind of disturbing.
I mean, but I loved every little thing about I loved how you didn't see the cat until it was in his apartment. Like you saw cat food, you saw cat poop, but you never saw a cat.
Right.
And
the first time they show you a cat,
the
first time they show you a cat is in his apartment.
Walked in the first time, he said the name of the cat.
Might be crazy.
No, it was actually Hitchcockian. You think about it.
That there's no cat in her apartment, for me, it reinforces the fact that she might be nuts.
No, there's shit.
I didn't feel there was a cat either.
There's cat shit in the litter box.
With Schrodinger's cat.
And because he's crazy too.
It doesn't exist until the movie says it does.
I know. I like that. That's a good. It's the first film with Schrodinger's cat in it.
I really think that you could say, I love that about this. I really think that you could say she was putting fucking little candy bars in that thing. Like, who knows? Who fucking knows?
Right.
There's no.
Actually, she was shitting in the cat box.
It would be an easy. It was
dainty little Korean woman shits.
No, it'd be an easy con to throw.
All right, last call.
That's the clip.
All right. No, all right. Sounds good.
Just to pick up on what Scott just said, though, Sybil Shepherd. Sybil Shepherd was like.
We'll have to wait here. Hold on.
Dainty little woman.
Wait for it.
This crazy girl, selling shit on the street, really had no. Like, where are you getting this level of self-confidence to play around with men's hearts the way that you?
Because she got.
Because they said she
got
was
plastic
ugly.
surgery.
She got plastic surgery.
She was ugly in high school. He ignored her in high school when she was ugly. Then she got plastic surgery, which is a huge thing in Korea.
Yeah, yes.
Like that's
the eyes thing and the nose thing.
He went across the street to tell her she was ugly when they were in junior high.
That's the only time they ever interacted.
No question.
We don't really know.
No, around the table here. I want to.
It's just it's just like everything else in this movie, which is that's why I think it's brilliant. You don't really know for sure.
No, that's what she said.
And you're interested though. You want to know, and that's why this movie is fucking brilliant because you're like, this could go either way.
Yeah. The well story. What do you guys make of that?
I don't.
He's a habitual liar.
Yeah.
But
a fabulator.
Somebody denied it. There's
it's the same. It's the same thing as what I just said. You've got some people corroborating the fucking well story, and some people saying it never happened.
Every narrator is unreliable in this.
It's like
of course.
So the whole thing is still like, what is real? This whole movie is what is real and what is not real.
Right.
Movies are falsity.
I like, Jim, or rather,
it's all propaganda.
It is.
Chris made a great point in that this has got a ton of great scenery of not only Seoul, but like the outlying countryside, which was great. And it's beautiful too. It's really interesting to see. But I thought one of the most interesting things is when the guys get to the farm and visit him, and they're like, what's that noise? And he's so far north that you can hear the propaganda coming out of the speaker. It's
right up against the.
I thought Jim might get a kick out of that.
Can you imagine having to listen to that all day long?
Oh,
You'd like, be awesome. You start like that's like that would sell the farm to me. It's like, oh, I get to listen to North Korean propaganda all day. That's awesome.
I guess it's the way to
I hear it's up for sale. I hear it's up for sale, Tad.
I'm in. Like, I'm gonna set up a TV with an actual antenna so I can get North Korean television channels.
They must have a shortwave thing.
Because if you haven't seen North Korean like TV propaganda where they just have like 7-hour-long dance marathons and stuff like that, like I am in.
When you get there, Tad, the seller might be naked, but it's all right.
Yeah. No, I looked at the map. That where the area where he is like there's a cul-de-sac of North Korea sticking in this. I mean, South Korea sticking in North Korea. At one point,
if anyone's ever been, there's another aspect.
I mean, Seoul is quite close to the border.
Very close.
It's within literal artillery.
It's within tanking distance.
Yes.
There's something about. I mean, we touched on it briefly, but there's another aspect to this film, the sort of triangle dynamic of this relationship, where if anyone has ever, like, I really felt, and maybe this is why I sort of liked the main character more than John or some of you, is that like if you've ever been sort of shown up by some like. There was I felt sorry for the guy, the minute he's at the airport picking her up and there's Ben. And
he stabbed somebody.
Sure. But I just mean that, like, if anyone's ever been, when you're young and you're just trying to make your way in the world and you're trying to have a relationship, or you're trying to, and there's always someone who, has more stature, more attractiveness, more whatever it is. And I think that this movie, it does so many great things, and one of those great things is making me just examine that situation and just feel pity and sorrow for this kid, and sort of hate Ben the character so much. Like
we're supposed to. Oh wait, threatening us a knife, I guess.
No, I'm stabbing this guy.
Okay, good. Knock yourself out.
I wanted to. That's what I mean. Like Okay, should we do spoiler? I don't know, but like
this whole episode is spoiler.
Yeah, this is also.
I wanted to stab him so many times before he got stabbed.
A lot of the issues in this came up in Predator as well. I mean, sorry. Come on, what best film last year? Come on,
get to the chopper.
No, not that's a good film. I saw it a couple.
Parasite.
Parasite. It's actually the.
Hold on. I'm gonna say a thing.
This was before
someone
Parasite,
here might get mad at me, but someone
I'm
on the
already
internet
mad
is definitely gonna get mad at me. This is a better version of Parasite in terms of the class structure. Like the rich versus poor in this is more effective to me because the rich people are way worse and the poor people are way more
actually I think I think Tad has a point.
Are way more
realistic,
way more sympathetic.
Well, yeah, listen. I think Tad has a fucking point, and that is because the one of the brilliant things about Parasite, he's not saying it's better. He's or a better film.
I think he is.
No. This is a better depiction of the dynamic.
See, because the rich people in Parasite actually were not horrible people.
They were not horrible people.
Right.
It was that was interesting.
That's one of my big problems with Bong Joon-ho movies is that he has a real problem of defining heroes and villains. Like
I think that's part of his strength.
No, because he wants to, but he doesn't do a good job of it.
I disagree. I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to represent everyone as human.
I don't. But he doesn't do a good job of that either.
Snowpiercer again.
Well, fuck Snowpiercer.
There's no humans in Snowpiercer.
Into the ground.
There's no humans in Snowpiercer.
Oh, now I have to watch Snowpiercer.
I think this is rare.
No, you don't.
No, Parasite. This is one of those rare meetings.
Parasite's centered around a gimmick. There's a gimmick in the middle of Parasite. It's about
Parasite's built around a gimmick.
That's what I'm saying. Parasite's built around a gimmick that it's the underground thing, and
I think that's why Tad's right in saying that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing.
This depiction of class dynamic is better because it's less gimmicky and
more realistic. Exactly.
You know
I agree.
And as opposed to
good point, Tad.
As opposed to
can you put up something that says Tad is not wrong? Then
Tad is right. I'll make a new thing.
Well, I'll
let Jim go. He was right in the middle of a point.
Sorry, Jim.
Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Oh, what the hell?
Anyway,
we deserve that.
Oh, fuck you again. Less so than you mentioned Purple Noon. So Ripley's Game. Less than Ripley's Game, I really early on caught a whole vibe, and then they mention it later, of The Great Gatsby.
Right.
Gatsby's.
And I think that dynamic is there from, because he's a bootlegger. You're never quite sure who Gatsby is in the novel. Anyway.
What he does for a living.
Right.
And
right.
Well, and Jay is the working class guy who becomes part of the ruling class.
Right. Well, he sort of inserts himself into the situation.
No, this was a comment.
Well, he has too much money for them to ignore him. Like that's
a whole generation of kids who are living off of money from the big combines in South Korea.
Yeah,
and this is part of the whole problem.
Yeah, this guy's dad sold bearings to Hyundai, so they could build their giant boats.
Like this is one of those rare episodes where I think Tad and I are in alliance. Like the whole time, and also
that's
I want
because you're wrong.
No, because I think Tad is making good points, but also Tad seemingly has a still image behind him, but the light is moving, and that's fucking rad. I don't know what's going on.
That's probably an accident, but all right. One thing about going about the film, the cinematography, the producers must have hated this guy because about 80% of this film was all golden hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know.
Every time,
beautiful looking, but hard to achieve.
Gorgeous looking, naturally achieved lighting out there, shooting wild.
Well, they also had a number of Korean TV actors in this, so that's also probably when they were available.
Yeah, maybe. Like golden hour. Like, we got
off at 3, so get out here. And...
they shot at swing shift.
Go out in the country,
right.
This guy, and it'll be good.
I just thought it was too slow. It could have been half an hour to an hour shorter.
An hour, literal hour shorter.
I think 2.5 hours. Come on.
Yeah, the defense for that is that you would not have the atmosphere and feel.
There's a lot.
Yeah, you would.
Perhaps.
Yeah, tell it to Terrence Malick.
The second, third, where it's
Fuck
like
Terrence Malick.
Like just observing, like how many times we got to see the Porsche pull out of the parking lot for him.
No, it was a lot of repetition, a lot of driving around.
It's like that scene where he goes up to go to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
That in hindsight, I'm like, you could have taken that entire thing out.
I feel like somebody told the director if you make a movie that's longer than 2.5 hours, it's automatically an art film.
But it's not, isn't it? It's only like 2:25, I think.
It's 2:25. Yeah.
Potato.
Cares.
Okay, but
2.5 hours long, man.
It broke 2.5.
I'll concede on that. I mean, maybe take out the 25.
Now, once anything film breaks 2 hours, you better do something special. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I do think this movie's special. That's why I picked it. Jerk off.
None of my picks are longer than an.
I don't have
the director's cut of greed.
I don't have a problem with long movies either. Like that's not the.
I don't either. I don't care about long run times. The movie's good. The movie's good. The movie's good. It's good.
Oh, actually, weirdly enough, that 148 is a theatrical length, and the TV length is 95 minutes.
Of what?
There's a TV version of this.
What?
Yeah.
What is it? How long's that?
95 minutes.
There's the one I want.
No. Somehow they've made it worse. Like
where she convinces Sam Malone to go and read War and Peace, and then he does it and finds out later there's a movie.
Yes, several hours long, even in the film.
Yeah, he wouldn't sit through that either.
Oh boy.
Well, so I mean, what's the consensus on this one though, in terms like overall, you guys?
I thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I think it's too big.
Solid thumbs up.
Just the visuals just washing over me in this film. That was more than.
As always happens with this effect, I end up liking a movie I didn't like more by the time we're done talking about it than I did going in.
Accomplished.
And I'm just glad the movie. I'm just glad the movie.
It's like a fine wine, John.
I'm still traumatized by Come and See.
John's like
Yeah,
right. Okay, enough.
I hate that guy though, man. Fuck that guy.
But I'm glad that you guys, because I know, with
Steven Yeun's a fucking treasure. Like, let's just
he is
like,
though. He
again,
is.
like he's a fucking
like this performance.
He's the other guy, right?
He's
this
guy.
He's the good-looking guy.
Yeah, he's fine. That movie should have been about him.
Hell, he was a solo.
Well, it is to a degree.
Yeah.
Walking Dead. He was the best.
It's about his death.
He really shines in this film. I haven't seen Minari.
Put the spoiler alert again in front of him saying.
By the way, he dies.
They all die.
Okay, that's
everyone dies eventually.
Yeah. That's
I haven't seen Minari yet, but this is definitely the best Steven Yeun performance so far.
Well, that's probably
and you realize that Ann Dowd was in this, except
wish.
all her scenes were cut out.
Right? Yeah.
She plays the Portia.
That's
She does the Portia.
Incredible method acting.
Yeah. How about the scene though, real quick, where he's walking around trying to find all the greenhouses, looking at them. He sets one on fire and it immediately goes up, and he
freaks out.
Oh shit! And puts it down.
I also like how the old man discovered. He's like, "What are you doing out there?"
Just looking.
Now that's very country. You ever walk around like in the countryside?
Oh yeah.
A lot of curious people wondering what
up
the
in the
fuck you're doing out there.
People just think
you're
it's
walking down. You're walking down Highway 12 out towards Sebastopol, and people are like, "What the fuck are you doing out here?"
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey, baby, can I have
And how about his mom? His mom is like completely checked out.
Wasn't
like,
that strange? That was a strange, off-putting.
I liked the mother and the father both. I could see how they got together and created him.
Oh,
The last scene in the courtroom also.
The dad going to jail.
Yeah,
With his
like
affectless.
that was really good. That was really good too.
Also, at that point in the courtroom scene, notice the directors makes everything very symmetrical. Like everything's all centered on the center aisle.
Yes.
3 of them.
Yeah, I know. It was beautifully done. He's just telling you like this is all about order and all about process. It was beautifully done, almost like a slap in the face to Kubrick.
Well, more people.
There's the blurb for the DVD.
Yeah, everything is a slap in the face.
Next time on Yelling About Movies.
My official Guanajuato guide.
I have got everything that I desired.